Attorney General Jeff Sessions issued a memo to federal prosecutors instructing them to pursue the death penalty in cases of large amounts of drug trafficking. The move comes after President Trump said that not executing drug dealers was a waste of time. Here to break down what this policy means is Talking Points analyst Sabrina Maggiore. Sabrina?
A recent memo issued by Attorney General Jeff Sessions encourages federal prosecutors to seek the death penalty in some cases of drug trafficking. This directive comes after a speech by President Trump that outlined plans to combat the opioid epidemic and suggested that the Justice Department pursue this stance. Under federal law, capital punishment is allowed for drug trafficking cases that involve murder or homicide. But Attorney General Sessions has pointed to one provision that allows for the death penalty when extremely large quantities of drugs are involved. According to the Washington Post, no one has ever been tried under this provision. Some legal scholars say a case using this provision would likely face trouble if it were appealed to the Supreme Court. Historically, the Supreme Court has refused to sanction the use of the death penalty in any crimes other than homicide. A relatively recent example, in 2008, the Supreme Court ruled that the death penalty was unconstitutional in a case where someone raped but did not kill a child. Also, federal executions in the U.S. are extremely rare to begin with. Since the death penalty was reinstated in 1988, only 3 federal inmates have been put to death. But Sessions believes this more aggressive legal policy is necessary. According to Sessions, drug overdoses killed more than 64,000 Americans in 2016. Overdoses now rank as the leading cause of death among Americans under 50. To combat this, the memo suggests federal prosecutors consider, quote, every lawful tool at their disposal. It also proposes appointing an opioid coordinator to every U.S. district. Sessions' directive did not come without criticism. Some say that the policy would disproportionately affect people of color. Critics point to data which explains that African Americans are overrepresented in execution chambers throughout the U.S. While African Americans make up only 12% of the population, 34% of those executed since the 1970s have been African American. Additionally, some legislators say that the proposal would hit those who cannot afford to defend themselves the hardest.